red day for crypto as BlockFi officially declares Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We've also got an update from Cronje on Fantom. Loads to cover off. A big red day in the markets. We've got China protests continuing to send shockwaves in the crypto market. Remember, we spoke about this last week. I said this is the elephant in the room that people are not talking about right now. Remember, what is everybody waiting for? Why did the markets, the equity markets, have a relief rally? It started rallying because they thought that we would see a pivot to 50 basis points. And we've been monitoring this very closely. We've seen a big fall in this percentage now. Just 68% of people are expecting a pivot at the December meeting, which is critical. Now, this is due to the fact that this could cause inflation to persist. Again, if China want to carry on these lockdowns, if COVID continues to persist, this is going to create more inflationary pressure. Now, if we take a quick update here, you can see that crypto lender BlockFi officially declaring Chapter 11 bankruptcy. We couldn't say that we didn't see this coming, but it shows the fallout from FTX. And by the way, I call this the fallout from Luna as well, because we knew BlockFi was in trouble for a very, very long time. So again, sorry to anybody who's affected, but you had a long time to jump the ship on this one, and they're in a huge bit of bother, right? I mean, if you look at this, they have about 257 million of cash on hand. They have 100,000 creditors, which includes FTX, by the way, which has a 275 million unsecured claim. And there's loads, right? The SEC are owed $30 million unsecured claim. So, they're in a big pickle. Now they're going to go down the Chapter 11 bankruptcy route, which can take a very, very long time. So if you're hoping to get your money back, this could be a while. So again, more shockwaves. We knew to expect this, right? And if you come back to the Bitcoin price here, everybody was like, oh no, we're done now, we're going to recover. No, I said I'm expecting another test again of the 15,500 level. And you can see we have a nice, powerful red day here. Bitcoin sitting at 16,100. Now, I do want to cover off what Cronje just said, because Fantom, as you guys know, is something that I've covered quite a lot. And Cronje made an interesting Medium post, which I encourage you all to read, which goes through the financials of Fantom all the way from the 16th of June when they raised their initial 40 million all the way to now in 2022. And guess what? I like this transparency. This is what I've been talking about. What did I say? I said that projects, exchanges, lenders, all these platforms should give more data than they need to. They should over-index on transparency. And we've seen that from Fantom now, which is huge. So now we can see that Fantom's financial position is hugely beneficial. I mean, if you look at that there where it says November 2022, you can see that they've got over $250 million in non-Fantom, right? So they were selling their Fantom in the bull market, which is huge, and now they're sitting on $250 million not linked to their main cash cow, which is their Fantom tokens. So they've got 450 million Fantom tokens, of course, but they've got 100,000 in stables, another 100 million in stables, another 100 million in crypto assets, and 50 million in non-crypto assets. So this is huge. Now, if you take their current salary burn rate of 7 million, as Andre is pointing out here, if you extend that out, that's going to give them a 30-year runway if they operate at the current level. So they're in a hugely stable place, and this is great because you want to be invested in layer one solutions which can navigate through the bear market, and they're showing that they've been operating in a very, very smart fashion. And not only is this good because Cronje is talking about it, but also they run from a very diligent approach, which is really refreshing to see on a day when BlockFi shows their lack of risk management, their lack of liquidity, their over-aggressiveness in the markets. It's good to see that somebody's operating a responsible business model here in Fantom, which is great. Now, another token I want to talk about was Solana. A lot of people are asking me, what am I doing about my Solana? Now, I made my position clear about Fantom. I love Fantom. I've got a good accumulation of Fantom in my portfolio. But again, I'm not over-indexing on it. It's a small part of the layer one section of my portfolio, okay? I'm not going to go over the top and keep the same amount as I have in Ethereum on Fantom, even though sometimes I may want to. I have to stay disciplined. And if we look at Solana here, let's just pop on over to the weekly chart. This is a project that has fallen hugely. You take a look at this here on Solana, and you can see that at the highs, you were as high as 268, and now you're sitting at $13. This project is getting bashed left to right, and some of it rightly so. Now, if you go back to my videos, when I was discouraged by Solana was due to the downtime. So for me, it wasn't the FTX issue that caused it. I already, even though full transparency, I own a bag of Solana, I made videos saying, am I going to sell? And I discussed the fact that I'm not happy with Solana, but I'm not going to sell. Partly because I've got a very low cost base, but also I wasn't going to add. I didn't have the confidence to add. Now, currently, let's answer that question. Am I going to sell? No, I'm still not selling. Again, because I've got a low cost basis, but two, because I think the horse has been beaten. And if you look at it, there is structure of a good layer one solution still there. Now, do I have the confidence to double down? Not just yet, but I'm going to be doing more of a deep dive, trying to understand more exactly what is going on and whether I want to be buying the dip here on Solana and doubling down on my conviction. Right now, I'm neutral. I'm not actively buying, but I'm also not selling my Solana bag. And that could change. And if it does change, I will update you guys here. One thing is for sure, and that is that when we do rotate back, when we get out of this bear market back to some semblance of excitement and the fear and greed index starts coming towards more neutral and then greed, the money will rotate across into layer one plays. I'm very confident that is going to be the narrative. We've seen what happened with Ethereum 2.0. We saw the success with layer 2 as well with Polygon, and those are the narratives I want to make sure I am not underweight on. I need to make sure in my portfolio I've got enough Bitcoin, I've got enough Ethereum. I want to make sure I've got enough exposure to the layer one solutions which I think can compete. Nobody knows which layer one solution is going to be the standout one. Not many people guessed that Solana was going to be the big one to have a run when it did have its run, right? But we've got to carefully craft a portfolio that gives us exposure. And for me, personally, of course, do your own research. That includes Solana. Just even as neutral position, I just want to keep a little bit of my Solana there. I'm not going to add any more. I'm going to keep that in there. Fantom, you guys already know, I like Fantom. Algorand, I want a small allocation in Algorand as well. Cardano, I want a small allocation in that as well, right? Because nobody knows which one. So I want to keep a clever portfolio that allows me to carefully meet my objectives. Remember, if you guys are watching my tokenomics video, every project I invest in, I have those levels. I have a base case, I have a target case, I have a stretch case, and I have a moon case. And I do not expect any of my tokens to hit the moon case. But if a couple of them can hit my base case, stretch case, target case, I'm going to do really well in my portfolio. And that is why I treat all coins, not Bitcoin, all coins as VC, as venture capital. I invest in them as if they're startups, because the reality is we don't know which ones are going to survive, which ones are going to explode. And so you invest in a basket of them, hoping that some do really well, some will go bust. This is not a case that every token I talk about I think is going to be super successful. That's not how investing in startups work. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. What a crazy day here in the markets. I'm traveling this week, so it's going to be updates like this. If you appreciate this type of content, regardless of where I am, hit up the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.